welcome to I'm Loving Life podcast. We have a special guest.
Hey.
The man, the legend.
Andre
Gray's in the house.
No, it's really cool. So A&T's grown to the point that we could actually have somebody that has a great talent. And wait, by the way, Tim is here. But not only that, is that Andre has really upped our game, and not only as a great person to be part of the team, but our camera stuff is...
Yeah, our videography has come a long way.
Amazing.
Elevated.
He's like, what kind of rookie stuff are y'all up to?
I know.
No, man, y'all did an amazing job before. I really liked your content.
Is that how you got a hold of us?
No.
How did this journey go?
Really, I was on Indeed just, looking at different positions, and I've been doing videography for a long time, did weddings, a lot of music videos, seminars, documenting people's, daily activities sometimes. I've had one guy that wanted me to document him as a homeless person. I didn't end up taking it, but, that was the most interesting one, that the inquiry that I had, for sure.
What's crazy is like the talent that you have is a skill that you have to start early to do. Right. And you're very young.
Yeah. Well, 34, I'm not that young.
But I'm saying, like, it's not like you can go get on the computer and be like, do the magic that you do.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're like, you've already went through the hard times, you went through the struggles and the battle of, man, that sucked, I should look at this.
Yeah, for sure.
And you've elevated yourself so well, and you carry yourself, man. I'm telling you, when we did the
commercial?
Oh, yeah. Dude was on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, running around. It's because those weddings, man. When I did those weddings, I had to move on the fly so much. And you only get one shot at most of those shots. If you're lucky, then you have a couple extra minutes to get the shots that you need. But sometimes, if the cake's running late, if, the groom and the groomsmen, a lot of times they don't...
No way. I already know what they're going to do.
And the groomsmen, almost every time they show up late, they're late getting ready. It's on the weekend, so there's typically a game on.
Mm-hmm. Some beverages were involved.
The beverages were involved, so particular beverages. But yeah, man, and you just got to figure out that time management and do what you got to do. So when I came here, it's really, and we did the commercial, it was really just like, okay, I got to do this by myself, because if you know anything about film, then it takes 3-4 at least 4 people to do a
production.
Production, exactly. So doing weddings, you have to do a lot of that by yourself. You don't have a 3 or 4 man team. You got 1 or 2.
That budget for the weddings, like, how low can you go?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So when you when you're doing stuff like that, you get a rig, and you set up your rig to be able to do everything yourself. Nowadays, it's so advanced that you can set up a stabilizer that allows you to move, put a monopod under it so you can sit it down.
You're talking French to me, man.
Yeah, but it's basically a rig. It's a rig that allows you to do everything at once.
Yeah.
And
to make it clean, make it not shaky, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Simultaneously be able to get good movement and be able to focus your shots, and all at the same time with the wheel on the stabilizer, so it was really easy to get out there and just start moving around and getting the different parts.
Could you believe that a heat and air company wants to go to that level?
Doesn't that seem super random?
I believe everybody does now. I've had so many different clients that this is not the most random thing I've ever done, but it definitely was like a challenge to try to get in here and learn. Even though I did Votech HVAC before, it still has been so long that it was a learning curve for me.
Yeah.
And coming in, it was just like everybody was cool. It was really the people, you, Tim, Jessica, the people in the office, even the tech guys. Everybody's been such like a family. Yeah. That it really took a lot of the pressure away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was amazing to be in an environment where people took what they're doing serious, but not so serious that everybody's on edge all the time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I loved it.
So it's just like, I would never think that we would have got here, because a year ago or 2 years ago, I didn't even think we'd have Tim.
Yeah.
And like Tim is like killed it, whatever. And you're just like the progression that the strides that we're taking to be a better company and try to be more on top of mind. Like it's kind of like,
well, I just see it as, you know, we dreamed, right? Some people have different parts of the dream.
Yeah.
Like for the podcast, for example, that was part of my dream. But then your dad, you know, bringing actually was like, okay, we're going to do this. And it was like, oh, wow, okay. And then having Andre here, like there's different parts of the stream that are kind of coming together to produce what we're really wanting to do.
Something bigger than what we anticipated.
It all starts with the idea. You know, and film is basically a reflection of that. This company that is built, everybody here, all the text. Look at how it started and where it is now.
Right.
The ups and downs of everything. It all starts with the idea. You know, okay, hey, I have an idea to do this, and then you capitalize
and you capture it though.
Yeah.
You capture the feeling because like you're like, no, that one didn't work. Let's do it like this, and you see that. And that's what's really good about you. You do see a little bit more than just behind the camera. I mean, you see the whole feeling. You know how he wants it. You kind of know how. I'm probably the easiest one here, but Jessica wants it. I'm like, yeah, that will work, whatever. But I mean, it takes a lot. But you went through those process and now you're here, so it's freaking awesome.
When I apprenticed for his name is Stephen Westerfield, man. He's you know, the GOAT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. It was such a blessing to come up under him. He really made a big name for himself here before he left. He moved, and that's kind of where I started saying, okay, well, what do I do now? And I picked it up on my own. I mainly was doing like videos for, you know, I know it's kind of morbid, but you know, funerals.
Yeah.
And
it's not morbid. Everybody, that's more.
Yeah.
I saw this thing on a tombstone. You QR code, and it showed like that life history. And I was like,
it's crazy.
That is like next level. Like,
yeah, but
I don't want a tombstone, so I don't know. I might put it on the wall.
If I did have a tombstone, it would be nice to have the QR code on it.
And then he just shows that roll of you. That would have been
this is
so
my
dope.
life kind of thing.
So I've done a lot of those, you know, and I picked up my camera. I came into some money in 2019, picked up a couple cameras, found out I actually started with the PL. I had 3 or 4 cameras at one time. I had 2 GH5S's, Lumixes, and then I had a G9 also with it. And then I had a Canon. I don't know. It was just a Canon I bought off somebody. I'm not real pretty yeah, but it was good. It was good for, you know, autofocusing and stuff like that, a bunch of technical stuff. But I've had a lot of cameras, and then when I got into learning all that stuff, it really became just perfecting it. And really what happened one year was my kids had a birthday, and I had an emergency come up where I had to spend a lot of money, right? And I was like, all right, you know, I gotta make at least $1,000, you know, very quick. Her birthday was coming up in about a week and a half. So I said, all right, man, I'm gonna take video projects for $100. And I took like 12. And they all booked up really quick, and that's how I started really.
No way.
Yeah, that's how that's how I started selling, you know, my products. That's when I finally jumped in and said, because I had been doing freelance stuff just for people behind the scenes since like 2016.
Right.
2020, I picked up the cameras, you know, heavily in 2019 because I was using my buddy's cameras. He had, you know, the ADD or something, and I was using that. And then when I got my own cameras, I started using Lumix. But essentially, what had happened is I just started getting those projects, and I busted them out. I just started, you know, repetition, turning and burning, you know, and I just gained the knowledge. Yeah, the knowledge and the skill set.
Well done.
You know, and basically just went from there. People started saying how good I was doing, and I just kept booking. People
Right.
kept booking, and a guy came to me. I was doing a video for somebody, some random guy. I don't even remember who it was, but the guy that owned the venue came to me. He was like, "Hey, man, have you ever thought about doing weddings?" And I was like, "No, I've never, I don't know nothing about a wedding.
Yeah.
I've never been married. I've never really
Yeah.
been a part of weddings." He was like, "Hey, it's easy. Take your cameras. Here's some GoPros." We went out there, and then I did that one. They were like, "Hey, this is amazing. Go do one in Kansas." And I only made like $400. But I went to Kansas and I shot at a zoo, and they were like walked down by the penguins. I gotta show y'all that.
Oh,
They were walked down by the penguins. They like did a lot of their shots in front of the giraffe, feeding the giraffes, and it was really, really cool. But from that, I had such amazing footage that I just booked on top of that and started getting in these wedding groups. If you want to get into the wedding videography industry, the wedding groups, local wedding groups is the best way to go, on social media. So
Right.
that's what I started doing. I had somebody to book for me, and
Man.
yeah, it all came together.
But I mean, just think about it. Like, he had his back against the wall, and you made it happen. And that's what
Exactly.
a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people do, is when that back's against the wall, and they're like, "All right, we got to go. What are we
Yeah,
gonna do?
yeah.
All right, just if we do it cheap,
Let's
we'll make
go."
it happen. See what happens." So
Exactly.
that, hands down, that's really awesome. I'm really blessed that we got you on our team. I'm super excited about it because me and Tim were driving yesterday, and we're like, "Man, we could do this spotlight." And we're like, "You came and just shut it down. I can do that digitally. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Dang, like what?"
Yeah.
But we're still in that lower level. And it's just like, man, like.
Well, y'all are right. Practical is the way you want to go. If you can do it practically, think about Star Wars. You remember the original Star Wars films.
Yeah.
They looked to, when they came out with the prequels, some decades later, it was almost like it was underwhelming because it was all look cartoonish. You got Jar Jar Binks, basically just looking like whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, when they did it practically and added effects with it, that's the best thing to do.
Right.
That's what makes it look more realistic. So practically would be the best option. But where are we going to get a spotlight that goes into the sky?
This is random, just piggyback off the Star Wars thing. But do you remember the cartoon series on Cartoon Network?
What? I love
It was that gritty Clone Wars.
Yeah, the Clone Wars, man.
My favorite like Star Wars little cartoon
Really?
ever. Yeah, way better than the
And
Bad
they've
Batch.
Yeah. What? You know
I
about
think
all
so.
this stuff, man.
Because
So, like-
I liked how gritty it was. Like Cartoon Network, like how their graphic design was and all that stuff. I loved it.
Wasn't Samuel L. Jackson that?
Yes. Yeah,
He
dude.
was there
It
for
was
that.
great.
I just got lost because then you had to go back and then go forward, and then they had all these
On the
side
newer
things.
one?
I'm like,
On the newer ones.
yeah. When it started,
yeah.
when it hit Disney, like
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
lost.
you're
I was
right.
like, I don't even know where to start. Like I don't even know anymore.
Well,
You can go back because they use the same kind of graphics like Samurai Jack.
Yeah, they did.
It was awesome. Love Samurai Jack. It was great, and they did the same style, but it had that grittiness to it that for Star Wars is
I missed it.
amazing.
Sorry, bro.
It was great.
No,
I went on that one.
That actually, no. I hear exactly what you're saying. My son, shout out to my son Javon.
Let's go.
He knows exactly everything about it. What's funny about how I really, really got into Star Wars, because I always kind of liked it, just like everybody kind of likes Star Wars, a little bit. My son, he watched the same Barney show over and over. Kids, the repetition. And I would go to sleep. He would almost cry every night. I'm like, dude, we have to find something else we can watch that I can watch over and over. And I was just skipping through things, like, hey, what about this? What about this? And he was crying and crying. I turned on Star Wars, and I think it was the Empire Strikes Back, where Darth Vader's fighting Ben Kenobi, and he like poofs or something. They had the lightsaber scene, and he was whining, but he saw those lightsabers, and I seen his eyes spark up, and he has been obsessed since.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's probably had about 300 lightsabers.
How old was he at the time when this happened?
3.
3?
Wow.
Yeah, and it's still to this day. He's
locked in.
obsessed. Bad batch. He can tell you anything about it.
Didn't you make a video for him?
Yeah, we did a short film. That's when I really was like, all right, I'm
Let's
in
do
my
this for
bag.
him.
Yeah, I'm in my bag. Man, it wasn't really for him. I wanted to do films, and my son is an amazing actor.
Okay.
He's just, got that flair, and he can hold certain attitudes, and really grasp characters.
Yeah.
That's what he likes doing. So I was like, hey, let's do this Star Wars film. I ordered him a tunic. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
A tunic, and I custom built like this Mandalorian costume out of like motocross.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, motocross and like armbands, and it came out looking super legit. I did some green screen effects on it, had a TIE fighter flying through the air, hit the sand dune. I had a drone shot following him, and then I turned around and had the TIE fighter hit the sand dune.
Yeah, we're going to have to plug all this in there. Let's do it.
I showed it to him.
Yeah, he'd send me all the links.
I showed it to. I think when they asked me to see some stuff in my interview, I was like,
you showed us
look at
the
this
lightsaber first.
No way.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was the hardest part, is tracking lightsabers.
How much talk about filling you up. So what is that? What fills you up being with the kids? Because I know you went to daddy-daughter dance too.
Yeah, so my kids are my life.
Yeah,
that's what, when I'm in the gym sometimes and I'm like, oh man, I can't go no more. I think because I box, that's what fills me up also.
Yeah.
I think about my fight I got in June, and I'm like,
let's go.
I don't want my daughter to see.
Let's plug the fight.
Yeah, let's plug the fight real quick.
I don't want to get knocked out, and then my daughter and my son being like, I know they'll be proud of me either way, but I also don't want to get injured, so I'm just busting my butt trying to.
Are you gonna let them watch it?
Yeah, probably, depending on how it goes.
Okay. So let's go back. So he's gonna fight.
Yeah.
June.
I don't know the exact date. My first fight I was supposed to have was an amateur fight that's actually this weekend, but I injured my ankle.
That's right.
Remember, I was hobbling around here for a while, and I injured my ankle, and I decided, all right, man, I don't really have enough time to really be prepared like I wanted to. Turns out I probably was, but I didn't risk it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk it.
So this is your first time to box?
Yeah, so this will be, I trained, when I was like 18 to 19, and then I kind of fell off, but yeah, I picked it back up recently. One of my good friends, Lydell Rhodes, a lot of people will know Lydell. He's kind of our flagship boxer in Oklahoma. He's our guy. Yeah, Tim knows who Lydell is.
Yep.
Yeah, so he fights with Top Rank, and we grew up together, and he's always told me, man, hey, you need to box, man. You'd be good at it. So I ended up trying it. I didn't really. Seeing Lydell was very non-encouraging. I was like, he was in the gym, and I was like, all right, man. That's a lot. That's a lot, and I don't know if that's what I wanted to put my effort into back then, because it was just such a far-fetched money scheme, and I was worried about making money, and but that's why I kind of fell back from it, and then I picked it up recently just because life's slowing down.
Yeah.
I'm 34. I'm like, I need to keep myself in shape. It was that or golf. I was like,
I get my face beat in, or go out drinking.
Man, but I see them guys trying to hit the ball and then having to go chase them down when I'm at the park with my kids and looking over the fence like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So, I did look through your stuff because you were a little bit thicker back then.
Yeah, man.
And you lost a lot of weight.
263. I weighed in at 205.
So you've done some work.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I don't mean to call you out on it, but man, you killing it now.
Yeah, dude. I just work. The best advice that I can give on weight loss is push past that hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Find it in your mental to just grind it out. Like when it hurts, if you can push one out, one more, two more. By the time you're done, you'll be pushing 3 or 4 more out when it hurts. And you get past that mental.
Well, it's funny you saying that because that's what I've been thinking in my head doing the off-road biking that I've been doing recently. Because falling off. Going head over the handlebars, and it's not even enjoyable yet.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it. It's,
I know what you
doing
mean.
this thing is not even enjoyable. And it's like, okay, I want to get my body at some point to where it's going to be enjoyable and this will be fun. But it's not fun right now. This is
Yeah.
terrible, you know?
There's a TikTok out there that's like, she's a little thicker. I'm not gonna lose weight because I'm not a loser or something like that.
Oh, my.
I don't lose. I'm a winner or something like that. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Eating good will do it to you. Being happy and eating good, man, will make you very comfortable in life.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of sucks that it's like that. Well, at least this is my perspective. I can't speak for anybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Happiness might drive somebody, but particularly for me, it was, really the struggle
Right.
with it. It was so hard. I wanted to be better.
Right.
I want to be better. I want to be better. That's what drives me. Is I don't like failing. Who likes failing?
No, right.
I can I know when to cut my losses, but I try not to cut my losses as much as I can.
Right.
So grinding through it is
It's part of life.
yeah, exactly.
So like for me, and it inspires you, and then like in my mind, I'm like trying to get motivated. So like when I went through high school playing soccer, playing multiple teams, going to college, and you worked 3 days, 2 days, every single day, and everything you did was soccer for me going through college. And then you get out of it finally, and you just like, now you're just like, all right, let's coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to get that mentality out of that coast because you're like, man, I busted my butt for so long. But then you're just like, all right, well, when am I going to decide to get back on that train?
Right.
Because it's a dedication. It's hard dedication. But like, you do it in, like right now, you're doing it for boxing, but you do it with your film. Like, you
Right.
dedicate it. You sit there and grind like, oh no, let me get that shadow away from here, move that over here, that over there. Same thing. Tim, his grind, I can make another contact. I can make sure that person has the best customer service, blah, blah, blah. Me, I'm like, how can we control everything that's in this building and still having like my mental state
You're the
going?
director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody has their past and they're doing it, but then like for you, that health wise, you're happy if you wake up in the morning and take a run. But it's just that mentality of like, all right, get up and do it.
Yeah, no. And after a while, I hated it for a little bit. I was waking up in the morning and going to the gym. And then, going to the gym at night. My kids didn't see me a lot,
Right.
for a little bit. But I had to get past that initial step,
Yeah.
because if I didn't, I was just going to fall off. And, after a while, I know this is going to sound weird, maybe a little gross, but the smell of my gloves just, and everything made me feel at home.
Yeah.
As soon as my playlist comes on, I have a certain playlist I listen to, and it's when I smell my gym and I hear my music, I'm like, everything.
Yeah.
It sounds cliche.
No,
but
it's
it all goes
100%
away.
there. I understand
Yeah.
because I don't have that smell, but when I lace my shoes up, I have that rush go through me. Like, so I started coaching my son soccer.
Yeah.
He's 2 practice in, but I was like, oh, I'll bring my cleats, and then I lace them up, and I'm like, let me do a little run around. Y'all 5 against me. Just let me see if I still got it. And you like dice it, but it does. It fills you up. Your body just turns a switch, and you're just like, all right, let's go. And it's just like going for a run or on your bike. You're just like, as soon as you get there, it's like, oh no, but you put the headphones in, you say, all right, let's go, and then it just that switch, and you feel great afterwards. It just
Yeah.
After a while, you look back and you're like, dang, I started somewhere and now I'm at this home show.
yeah.
You see that plug?
Yeah, home show. But I want to say one more thing. So when you run,
Yeah.
are you a distance or short
So
for boxing?
I try to run at least 2 or 3 miles.
So run distance for the
Yeah.
endurance, but you don't really have to work on like short stuff.
No, I don't.
Because
I work on
you do
cardio.
more like footstep stuff for boxing, right?
Yeah, so footwork. I think that's what I was better at though. So I was decent moving, with my movements, and I wasn't as educated on how to throw punches, right?
Right.
You know, and I had to go and find somebody to train me. His name is Tracy Sneed. He was a top ranked boxer. Also, he fought, you know, with people that, you know, were alongside with Mike Tyson. You'll see pictures of him with Muhammad Ali, you know.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
go.
So he was, you know, he's legit. He has a boxing gym in Midwest City, you know, so he was, and he's picking up a lot now too. I think he just started it maybe 6 months ago or whatever, but I picked it up around January, and he kind of showed me how to throw punches and how to whip, you know, my punches and
I'm excited to see you fight now.
Well, when you brought up Midwest City, I think of Wings. So I know we've had this conversation about Wingstar versus Wing Supreme. You're more on the Wing Supreme now, right?
I've been going to Wing Supreme lately, but I don't know,
I'm gonna have to try this spot. I'm gonna have to try it.
Wing Supreme is amazing.
I haven't been there yet, but I've been to Wingstar. I can fully vouch for Wingstar, but and it's just hole in the wall.
It's really, really good.
The gas station. there's a wing spot. You walk in, you do your order, you walk out. But they have this awesome. My favorite's the lemon pepper, and it's not buffalo. Is it buffalo? The Cajun lemon pepper one that they mix together.
Ooh, let's go.
It's delicious.
That's where we're going today.
It's so good.
Man,
Let's go.
so they got at the Wingstar. I remember walking up and these guys trying to sell me DVDs and CDs and stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't even got a CD player.
No
DVD
joke.
player. But they had been there for so many years.
Now they still grinding.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've seen them up there now. But you know, the
You
first
want an
time
Apple gift card? You want an Apple gift card?
you know, yeah, you would think that they would have upped their game, but no, man, they still were selling DVDs and CDs and
That's
out
cool.
of their trunk, man. They'd been there since I could remember.
Right.
You know, it was crazy seeing the times change.
Yeah.
And them going from that to just not even being there anymore. The homeland's gone. That whole little area is kind of just depleted, but Wingstar's still there.
Yeah, Wingstar's still there.
All right, go back to the home show. So, home shows this weekend. Please come out. We have some really good prizes going out. One, we're going to give away another system. I mean, that's huge. Like, we've gave one every month now.
Yeah,
Just
January, February,
crazy,
and then we'll have
that's
that.
awesome.
Well, side note, we'll have the Feel the Love program in August too.
Yeah.
So
That
we
process is going to go.
Yeah, we're giving away a good amount of systems this year. Probably the most ever so far. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Lennox.
Yeah,
Lennox.
Robert Love,
Robert Love, Dr. Love.
aka Dr. Love.
So it's really good. And then like we're gonna do AC tune-ups. If you make it in the cornhole thing, we're doing them for $25.
Then that
If
was
you got a sweet tooth,
We got some candy
full
bars.
size
the candy
candy
bar.
bars.
not
what
the
else we
little
got?
mini ones.
The plumbing inspection. I think the AC tune was 29. I think the plumbing they're both 29.
I believe they're both
29.
Okay, so apologize.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Anyway.
but that's still an amazing
some
price.
good
You give them
discounts over there.
Yeah.
So just come out, visit us. I mean, we'll have our new commercial rolling.
Yeah. We have a whole new setup this year.
Oh, yeah.
Whole new setup.
Totally different.
There's something super, super cool.
You gotta
too,
see it.
That's gonna be there. So we're really excited about that. We tested it yesterday briefly.
Hopefully they get shut down, but
yeah, as long as they don't ban us, it'll be there.
No, yeah.
We'll
So
find out.
you gotta. There's some, mystery there. You
Yeah,
gotta
no.
come and see it for sure.
Other than that,
Yeah.
thank you so much. At the end of the day, I'm glad that fills you up and love
I'm
and life.
appreciative to be here, man. I appreciate it.
And thanks for being on this side of the camera. We twisted a leg, but we got him to come. So
Yeah,
at the
I'm
end of the
on
day, love and life. Thank you again.
Love life.
All right.